Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of John's Crypto Therapy. Today we're going to be looking at price action. We're going to understand where the markets are trying to take us. Yes, we talked about this pattern in my previous video. I did erase majority of the arrows, guys, because there was really no point in having them. We are going to be talking about it more and more today, so just go with me. We are going to move the fib levels as well, just to understand exactly where the markets are going. Right here, we do have this level of support and resistance. We talked about this level of support and resistance, guys, and this huge level of support and resistance where I said fundamentally at the 61.8, the trend line, and also the fact that this could be another level for a push to the upside. So this is why we identified this little box to show you guys that it's very possible that it could go all the way down here and have a strong push to the upside. But because we talked about this pattern, we're looking for a breakout, a simple breakout at a retest of structure. So this trend line, guys, that I've drawn for both sides, I did shift it a little. Reasons why: every single day you want to come back into the market and try to understand that it is going to change. Because it is going to change, guys, you have to come into the market every single day and try to make sense of it all, okay? So I want to get more touches. That's why I turned these trend lines a little bit around, just to make sure we have more touches and more understanding of where the market's trying to go. This is the apex, guys. I did want to see a breakout 80% to 75% before the apex to show me a real strong confirmation that is going to go one side. This does look like a continuation, guys, of a sideward pattern. So we are going to be talking about this very shortly. So it's very juicy information in today's video. Other than that, guys, I do want to say thank you for all the support, all the comments, all the views, and everything like that, guys. I'm here to try to help you guys realize that this is the way millionaires, billionaires, and traders and investors do think, okay? Other than looking at news, this is exactly where they try to buy in. They do not buy in randomly. They do not say, you know what, every month I want to put 10%. No. Yes, they could say I want to put 10% every month, but of course they want a good level to buy it. That's why fundamental trading is such a big thing, guys. And this is what I'm trying to teach you guys every single day. This is more for educational purposes, and I just want you guys to love what you do and try to be better at what you do. Other than that, guys, I do want to say this is not financial advice. This is my advice. So whatever I tell you guys, please take it with a grain of salt. Try to do your research. Understand, guys, markets are manipulated every single day, and we are trying to do our best as little fishes in this world, trying to find out where the big fish is going and trying to get a piece of this pie. If you do like that theme, and if you do want to get a piece of this pie, guys, stick around, because I promise you guys, we are for sure going to get a big piece. Sorry, guys. Other than that, let's get started, and I'm going to show you guys more and more every single day on how this charts work and where the price is going. So right here, guys, we are in the structure. So what I want to talk about, guys, is very simple. I want to draw this trend line a little bit more, see if it broke the structure. So let's do this. Let's get the bottom trend line. Let's draw like this, okay? So I do not want to make this close on the outside. I want to put it right on the body so I can clearly see that the trend line goes through. This trend line, I'm going to keep it here because it's not really important to me right now at this very moment. I see this huge move to upside. So like I said to you guys, I'm going to show you guys where my bias is and how we're going to try to trade this, okay? The other thing I want to talk about, guys, we do have a huge candle going to the downside. What I like to see about that, guys, is I'm going to draw it for you guys and show you guys why I like seeing stuff like that. Whenever I have a trend line, guys, pretend this is a trend line. And if I have a candle like this, okay, and then I have another candle like this, I do not like little candles going through trend lines. Reasons why: it doesn't show me that this level is really strong. And if I see a huge candle, guys, like this, going through a trend line, which we see right here, it shows me more volume. It shows me that there's huge demand of sellers, especially each time this level was respected, guys, it bounced off. And this one time it did not have a chance to bounce off. So it shows me that this price was respected. Yes, guys, the market went down and this is a retest. And after that, yes, the market continued to the downside. As we talked about, this was a huge support level that could be or could not be. And we can see that price actually respected it in a sense, okay? Yes, it did not go really close, but remember, these lines are like zones and you want to use it like that, okay, guys? So this was respected at this level right here, okay, guys, at 0.0020. So there was a lot of confluence of respect. And clearly when it came back down, it found more respect, and there was more buyers and they pushed the price all the way back up. All right, what I like to see and what I like to show you guys is very simple. So let's try to make this chart a little bit smaller so I can show you a bigger picture here. So let's zoom in right here, okay? Right here, guys, we do have a huge place that we're going to be looking into and understanding fundamentally where it makes sense. Right here, guys, we do have a high and it did make a lower high. You guys can see that the price is making a lower high right here. So the same thing vice versa on the bottom, it made a low and I also made a lower low. So we can see that the price is still continuing to the downside. Also, what I like to see is very simple. I want to take this line of horizontal support and resistance and try to put at the top here. So clearly we could see that this line is right here. Let's make it into a black. Reasons why I'm putting this line is to see this rejection right here. Did you guys see that real quick? Did you guys see that candle reject right here at that line? If I'm not mistaken, guys, just go pause the video real quick, go like 30 seconds just to your left, and understand this candle was a huge green candle right here, and it found respect at this level. So if this candle does close to the downside like this, guys, this is another confirmation that we could get into another sell and try to write it off. But this could be a smart investment, guys, if your ratios are good. But what I've taught you guys many times is very simple. There's a lot of rules and a lot of criteria that have to be met before we take a trade to the downside or a trade to the upside. Yes, we talked about a retest. Yes, you could consider this a retest. Yes, it did go down. But did it go down to the numbers that we talked about? Absolutely not even close. But this is at least 3 to 4% of that, and we should be really happy that we are trying to learn and understand more every single day about fundamentals, okay? But remember, guys, before we took this trade, I need to show you guys something. I told you guys, if this was a true breakout, what we need to start seeing is a spike of this volume indicator. This whole thing, guys, this red and green indicator right here on the bottom is the volume indicator. We want to see a huge spike. So what I would personally like to see, guys, is something like this. So pretend this was the move. I would like to see a huge red spike right here to show me that, you know, it's conviction. It's going down and nothing is going to stop it. Yes, we do have a pulse to the downside. Yes, we do have a retest. Yes, it went to the downside. Also, guys, yes, it is also true. If you look right here, guys, if it does close right here, it did make a lower high. All right, let's put all of these patterns together. Lower high here, guys, okay, and it made another lower high. Yes, if it closes like this, it's a lower high. But if it does close on top of this, guys, we do see a continuation, and we need to let the market continuate and see where structure will give us clue. Remember, if I am trying to take a buy, I'm not trying to take a buy at these levels. So let me just zoom in for you guys. I'm not trying to take a buy at these levels. What I want to see is a retest maybe of structure, but most of all, I want to see this zone broken right here. So if I see it breaking this level right here of 0.002278, let it pulse up, find a retest, then that's the only way I'll try to get into a buy position, guys, and get back to these highs over here of exactly 0.0031. And right around those numbers, I am going to be selling. Reasons why: I don't think this is going to be a long-term buy market at this very moment. There's still a lot of fundamentals that they have to work on, especially with the drops. I think they're doing so much better. I think the app is doing so much great stuff. I love the community around the YouTubers, especially talk about Ecomi. I think they're a great bunch of people. And most of all, I think everyone in the community of Ecomi and Ecomi itself is such a positive vibe. Yes, there's some rumors going around about fraud and stuff like that, but that was in the previous past. And you could clearly see that it's over with, and we're here looking at a brighter future. Yes, if you guys do want to look that up, there is other YouTubers talking about that, so please Google them up and take a look at that. But if you guys do want me to do my own video on that, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would love to do more videos for you guys. I'm only doing technical analysis for a little while. Reasons why: I want to show you guys where the market's going, and I want to make sure everybody can get a piece of this bag, okay? It is such a big deal, especially if Ecomi does go to $1, guys. This is such a big deal, guys, because if Ecomi does go to $1, like I said, everybody's gonna be really happy, okay? So before we do a buy, guys, we do want to see a break of this structure, a retest of the structure, and then use that as a leverage to buy. So remember, 0.0031 is possible, especially if we get a retest right here. So let's go back into this pattern right here, guys. So right here, guys, when you look at this price right here, it is moving into a down movement. It is considered a shooting star. If it was a doji, it would also have a wick on the bottom. So let's zoom in and try to understand this pattern and see where it's exactly trying to go, okay, guys? So right here, right here, if you look at this pattern, it is just shooting star, and it's still pushing to the price to the downside. Yes, this did close, so we could confirm that this did make a lower high to the previous high. So like I said, lower high, and lower high. That just shows us more positivity that there is a pressure to the downside. So let's draw this out and try to make sure we're making right adequate steps, okay, guys? So before we do see this push to the downside and have a confirmation of it continuing to the downside, guys, we do need to see a break of this structure at 0.0020. So I do want to see a break of this structure because it did make a low, then it made a lower low, guys. Made a high, a lower high, and a lower high. So this does continuate to exactly where I'm trying to go. I do want to see a break of structure, a retest of structure, and then go from there. But my only problem, guys, is if you really look at this pattern right here, let me zoom it out. if you do look at this pattern right here, we do have a huge support line. Okay, the support line is big, so we do have to understand that there could be a rejection to the upside. Where we could say we're pretty much safe is if we do see a break of 0.0019, and I truly do believe numbers like 0.0005 can absolutely be hit. We are dealing with crypto, and we're also dealing with the fact that this is volatile markets. Okay guys, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm still biased into the downside. Okay guys, I do have a bias to downside. I could use this right now as a sell order. If I do a sell order, guys, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm going to put my take profits and stop loss. So right here, we are going to try to do a short. And remember, if this does reverse on us, guys, that's totally fine. I'm totally fine. Right here, yes, you could have done a sell, absolutely, but you wanted to see a volume right here, spike in volume. Yes, I do not still see a huge spike in volume, so it's not really telling me where it's trying to go. But because this is such a great deal, it's like someone coming up to you saying, hey, look, you know, whatever you buy your Ecomi for, I'll give it to you for half. You want to take that deal, even if it goes sour. So this is the position that I would do personally if I was trading this. Absolutely, I could lose this. Absolutely, I can win this. But have confidence in the strategy that you guys produced in the beginning. We had a breakout of structure. It was to the downside. It's still to the downside. We could use this zone right now, especially with this shooting star, as a position to push the price to the downside. Yes, I do believe Ecomi long term it's going to go up, but right now there's a lot of confusion, a lot of people that just don't understand the markets, and because of that, I truly do believe that the price has such a great move to the downside. How much is the percentage? I can see 80 to 75% from my books right now that this can continue to the downside. Like I said, guys, if it does flop on me, I'm totally fine because I'm going to put my stop loss right here. I'm going to lose maybe a 1% compared to me making 3 to 4%. So that's totally fine. Remember, guys, casino ratios all make sense. Make sure you win 1 to 3 to 1 to 2, never do 1 to 1. So right here, if I do a trade, I'm going to show you exactly how it's going to be done. So I am looking for a short position. So I'm going to take a short position right here, especially, let's just say where the markets are right now. So let's say around there. So let me zoom in for you guys. Remember, guys, when you are doing a short position, guys, you do want to understand if you're trying to do 3 take profits, or if you're trying to just do 1 take profits, or if you're trying to do 1 trade, or you're trying to do 2 trades. It's very simple. You guys have to understand your risk to reward, okay? Also, make sure if you know what a trailing stop is. Trailing stop basically follows the trade, and when it spikes back up, it'll hit your stop loss because it follows it, and it's totally fine if you're considered a safe trader and you just want to make sure you get some profit. The one that I like to do personally, guys, is just break even. Reasons why: let the trade go. Make sure you can make and accumulate as much money as you can, and then just go with that, okay, guys? Like I said, if I'm losing nothing for my trade, that's totally fine. That's why I like break even. It's a great situation for people that understand where the market's trying to go. Like I say, guys, I do have a bias to the downside. It's totally fine if it reverses. If it reverses, guys, it's totally fine. Reasons why: I will then look for a buy and try to see if it's gonna go up. If it just reversed to take out my stop loss, I will just look for another sell and continue with the down sell. Okay, guys, it's totally fine. Understand that markets will turn around, but just have a great bias and understand why you're doing what you're doing in the beginning. So we are going to continue with this sell, guys. So let's do this. So I'm going to put my stop loss right here. Let's make this realistic. So let's just say I'm going to look for these lows. Let's just go for that. So I am going to put those lows right there, guys. I'm going to put my stop loss a little bit higher. If I want to be somewhat safe, I could do it at these highs right here of 0.0021. That's totally fine. But I'm looking for a little bit more safer. So I'm going to put on the previous. Reasons why: I just want to make sure that I'm going to get a good risk to reward, but also I want to give room for this move to breathe, guys. If I do not give room for this move to breathe, absolutely could just go up and I'll be out of that position. Sometimes, guys, you need to do a higher stop loss if you're comfortable with that. Remember, don't do a higher stop loss, guys, if you're not comfortable, if you don't have the liquidity and you're betting a lot of money. Don't do that. Make sure the money that you're betting is enough for you to bet again and keep going with that consistently. So right here, I'm going to move my stop loss right there. That's perfect. So I didn't do it at the previous lower high. I did it at the other lower high. Reasons why: like I said, I want room to breathe and it just makes more sense to me. So if we did do this trade, guys, we do see the risk to reward is ridiculous. So what I like to do is very simple. If this price does continue to the downside, I do want that to happen first. Then I'm going to break my stop loss to break even. Reasons why I'm going to do a break even, then I have a hands off trade. Hands off means, guys, I'm losing nothing and I'm only gaining all of this massive profits. So that's why I want to see exactly where it's going to go. This is the 1 hour, so it is a little bit quicker, and we just got to understand where the market's trying to go. So right here, guys, I do see a bearish engulfing candle trying to form. Right here, if this candle does form a little bit lower, or it has a thicker body and just continues to the downside and it closes as red, we do have a bigger move to the downside, and we have more confidence that this move could actually absolutely go to the downside. So the way I'm trying to play this off is very simple. So what I'm going to do is this, guys. When this continuates really low and it tries to go to this trend line, once it hits this trend line, guys, I'm going to play this very smart. Once it hits this trend line, I'm going to break my stop loss to break even. Reasons why: this trend line, guys, can act as a support and push my price up. But if it does not and it continues to down, I'm already in a safe free trade and I'm only raking in the profits. As you guys can see, look at my risk to reward. It's 7.76 to 1. So how ridiculous is that? See, I always like to do 1 to 3, but the way I like to trade, guys, I'm a swing trader slash scalper. I like to scalp the markets. It's very simple to scalp the markets. But when you're swing trading, you just let it go and see exactly where the market's going. Like I said, guys, if this does break my stop loss, that's totally fine. That means, guys, I have 7 times to get my trade right. And if I could get it before 7 times, I'm still considered a profitable trader because I'm only losing 1 to 7, if that makes sense to you guys. Hopefully that does, okay? So right here, we do have a push of this beautiful bull candle. We'll see how it respects this line of 0.0021, and then we'll continue into the downside. Like I said, guys, my bias is to the downside. Please make sure you do understand volumes, you do understand indicators, trend lines. Realize that it has to respect levels. So I am going to see a push of price to the downside. We'll see how it goes. These are support lines that could push the price up. That's why I want to see a price go down, put my stop loss at break even, and let this trade be normal. We did see a break of structure, a retest, went back down, found some support on these levels, pushed all the way back up, and we could truly see that this level that we got into another sell position is such a great level because we basically got it for half off. And because of that, I do want to use it wisely and try to trade this to the downside very efficiently. So like I said, guys, we are going to look at numbers. We are still looking at 0.0005. Let's just see if it happens. If it does not, guys, and it goes sour, that's totally fine. Trading is about that. We do want to see a retest of structure on the back end. Then we'll buy it off of those levels. And remember, guys, please be smart. Do not try to let the trade go for long. Try to take it off before 0.0031. That's the safest and the most best thing I could tell you guys, okay? That's the safest and most smartest thing you guys could do. Absolutely. So other than that, guys, I just wanted to come on, just show you guys where my bias is. I do still believe that this could push the downside. We just have to let it see. I do want to put an indicator for you guys. Let's put a stochastic and RSI. So we are putting a stochastic and RSI indicator, guys, and you can clearly see it is overbought. So it does not mean it cannot go up. Clearly, you could see when it was overbought here, it did still formulate to the upside. We could see that it has some kind of resistance. This could be a section for me to see a sell-off. So that's totally fine. I didn't even have to use this indicator to understand this was overbought. But this indicators, of course, does help you trading. You don't need it when you're doing naked price chart reading, okay, guys? So it's very simple to understand where markets are trying to go. Like I said, my stop loss is right here above this high. So I'm going to let it play off, see how it goes. Like I said, guys, if I'm in the loss, that's totally fine. If I'm in the win, that's more great. But make sure, guys, if you are trading, understand levels. But other than that, guys, make sure you do have your Ecomi tokens and you accumulate it a lot over time, because this is going to skyrocket soon. And I truly do believe $1 is absolutely possible. Other than that, guys, I do want to say thank you so much. Hopefully you love this content. We will see how this price works out. I will come back on and show you guys day by day how we are going to work with these price and just try to make some money out of this all. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is my advice. If you guys do take it, that's all up to you, okay? Other than that, take it easy and John out. Peace.